My name is Annalise and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I did a little bit of a hair and makeup date night tutorial. So if you want to know how to get this sex kitten look, please watch my video and like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Okay, so I already did my eyebrows off camera and now I'm going to prep my eyelids. So I'm going to use the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Gel Cream for your eyes, and I'm just going to moisturize my eye area really quick. So I'm just going to get that all under the eyes and on top of the eyes, and then I'm just going to let it dry. Okay, so now that our eyelids are moisturized, we are going to use the Tarte Shape Tape to prime the eyelids. And the color I'm using today is light neutral. So I'm just going to kind of like slap it on the eyelids. And then I'm going to take a damp beauty sponge and blend it out. Okay, so now that our eyelids are primed, we're going to use some Scotch tape to help us with our winged liner. And I like to use the Scotch tape because it really just gives me a really sharp wing, which is what, you know, I really want. So I'm just going to take a piece and then I'm going to slap it on the back of my hand and like put it on, take it off, put it on, peel it off a couple of times, just so it's not so sticky to my eyelid, so we're not like, you know, prematurely wrinkling our eyes. And this is what I do. I kind of just line it up with the bottom of my eye, so I just try to keep the line going. And I just... and just get it on there nice and tight. You don't want any of the excess eyeshadow to like fall in between the cracks, because then it won't be very sharp. So make sure it's on pretty tight in this upper eye area. And then we're going to do the other one. Alright, now that we have our tape on, it is time. So basically for today's look, I want a really neutral looking eye. So I'm just going to do some sort of like light shimmery lid. And I'm going to be using just a tiny amount of the Cover FX drops to give a little bit of... Oh. Y'all hear that? Ugh. I just want to give a little bit of luminosity to my eyelids. So I'm just going to take a tiny dot, about like as tiny as you can get to squeeze out of here, and like see, even this is quite a bit. So do that, and now just apply it to your eyelids. And then I'm going to take my damp beauty blender because I don't want it to crease, so I'm just going to like lightly blend it out a little bit. So now we're going to take our bronzer shade and we're just going to do a little bit of a transition color, crease color, if you will. And so today I'm going to be using the Butter Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I've clearly used it a ton because I've hit pan and then some. I've hit pot, pan, spoon, blender, everything I can. I love this stuff. So I'm just gonna take this here Morphe, I have no idea, it came in a pack, brush, and I'm gonna just dip it in there and kind of carve out my crease just a little bit. This is supposed to be super subtle. And let me zoom you guys in. Okay, so I've zoomed you guys in so that you can see me put this crease color in. And so I'm just gonna lightly kind of dust it in there. And it's basically, we're just trying to like contour the eyelid just because we're going to contour every other part of our face. So we really can't leave the eyelid out. So today, instead of eyeliner, I'm going to use a really dark eyeshadow. Just because I've been kind of into eyeshadow as eyeliner lately. And so today I'm going to use the Jaclyn Hill palette. And I'm going to use this color, a mixture of like this color and this color and this color. So pretty much if you don't have the Jaclyn Hill palette, just use a really dark brown. Okay, so I'm just going to dip into that palette. Okay, so just take a little bit of that and that for now. And like tap off the excess. And just go in. So I'm going to focus on only doing the eyeliner on like the mid part of the eye and out. And pay special attention to your eye shape because I kind of have like a little bit of a hooded eye. And I can't do a really thick eyeliner like in here because it'll disappear into the crease of my eye. So just be mindful of that. So I'm just going to place it on the outer portion of my eye. And I kind of like go back and forth between like head tilted back and like head up. That way I can see like where the crease is sitting. Okay, and then once you get to that mid part of your eye, just kind of tightline it. Okay, so for my inner corner, I'm going to take a NYX Matte Liquid Eyeliner. I'm just going to follow the lines of my eyes. Okay, and if you mess it up, you can always clean it up with a little bit of concealer. But that is our inner eye. So now we are going to take the Jeffree Star Supreme Frost Diamond Wet color. And I'm just going to put a little bit on the center of my eyelid to kind of highlight things and really bring attention there. I'm just going to take the brush and just do a little bit of that. And I'm just going to apply it to the center of my lid. Kind of like a halo eye. So really small near the lash line. And then as you get up more on the lid, you know, fan it out. And this doesn't have to be precise. You just have to get a little bit of shimmer. Okay, So now we can peel this off. And if you're not happy with like how your wing turned out, you can always use a little bit of the liquid eyeliner and just kind of gently, like very, very carefully wing it out just a tiny bit more. Okay, so once you're happy with the way your eyeliner turned out, you can go ahead and put on some mascara. And it doesn't matter how perfectly you put on the mascara because we're just going to put fake eyelashes on. And if you're not an eyelash girl, like, put your big girl thong on because we're going on a date and we're wearing fake eyelashes, okay? Fake eyelashes are the move these days. I don't think it's too much. I don't think it's too much makeup. Like, you really can never have too much makeup, in my opinion. But yeah, no, fake eyelashes are really gonna put this look over the top. So don't be a sissy and get your falsies on. Okay, so we're gonna apply the fake lashes as one of the last steps of the makeup routine. So I'm gonna quickly go off of camera and do the other eye. Okay, I'm back. And of course, the other eye that I didn't show y'all turned out way better than the eye that I demonstrated, but you know, life. So we're gonna do fake lashes and bottom mascara at the very end. And now I'm just gonna go in and moisturize my skin because I don't moisturize before I do my eyes and my eyebrows. All I put is vitamin C serum on and the eye creams. And now I'm going to take this here Sephora brush and moisturize. And we really don't have to get that much on the eye area since we did already moisturize it. Okay, so we're going to let that dry for a little bit and then we're going to apply some primer. I'm a peasant and don't have a mini fan, so I'm using a heavy palette. You know, I'm just gonna get like carpal tunnel syndrome over here. Not that we all aren't gonna get it anyways already because, I mean, we check so much. I mean, have y'all seen Kim Kardashian? She already has wrist problems. That woman is 38. 38 with wrist problems. How do you selfie so much you got wrist problems? Like, that's what I don't get. You know what? I totally realized that I forgot to put my transition color in on my other eyelid. So I should do that really quick. Why am I like this? Okay, it's a subtle difference. But it's a difference, okay? It's big to me. If you were in person, you would see it too. Anyways, so I think our moisturizer is dry, and today I'm going to use my actual Holy Grail primer. Like, I have never really had a Holy Grail primer, and it's the e.l.f. poreless putty primer, and it's like $8 or something. And I don't know what it is, but when I use this primer, my makeup, my face looks so flawless. And it's really weird to get out of the thing, so I like scoop it backwards. And then I just kind of like all over the face. And if you need more, obviously, go in for more. And it's got an interesting texture. Like, it doesn't necessarily want to spread easily, I guess, like a moisturizer would. But once you get used to it, I don't know, I kind of like it. I feel like it keeps the makeup in place, or maybe it's just like, you know, really getting in those pores. Always dab under the eyes. Since, you know, we're all poor and can't afford Botox. Actually, I don't know, I would shell out the money for Botox. I mean, they're really not that expensive these days. So by the time I'm 30, I'm gonna be looking 24 again. Okay, now we're gonna let this dry. We're gonna use our hands this time so I can really feel my carpal tunnel starting early. Ew, look at this pony. Look, do I look like a genie? Anyways, back to the makeup. This really doesn't do anything. Just trying to kill time while it dries. Alright, I think it's dry enough. So now I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. And I'm going to shake it up. Hey, y'all remember those like little workout machines where it was like a dumbbell shaped thing and like the workout was to do this? Whew. Literally feels like work. So I'm just going to take like 2 squirts on the back of my hand. And I'm going to take my damp beauty sponge and I'm going to just tap various parts of my face because otherwise I will literally, if I work in like one section at a time, I will use like a whole pump on just this section. So this is something that I personally have to do because I suck and I'll end up looking kind of cakey. So this definitely helps reduce cakiness if you just automatically like, you know, use only like a pump or 2 and just already and put it on your face. Look at these ghetto little baby hairs. Look at this. I have the weirdest hairline of all time. It's not like a widow's peak, but it's not a straight hairline because like, I don't know, would it be a widow's peak? Anyways, I try to make it look as non-weird as possible. But anyway, so now we're just gonna go and blend all that in. And you can't forget about the neck. So if you need another like half a pump for the neck, just do it because we cannot neglect the neck these days. Don't neglect the neck. Ooh, that's almost a tongue twister. Don't neglect the neck. Don't neglect the neck. Don't neglect the neck. No, like it. Y'all see? Y'all see what I mean? I know I'm not crazy. Maybe just a little bit. Isn't it kind of weird how like people these days take pride in being like actually crazy? Like girls being crazy about like their boyfriend or man friend or woman friend. Like that's just, I don't know, can't relate. Can't forget the ears. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Are we gonna pull a James Charles and highlight our ear today? I don't know. Maybe. I feel like if I highlighted my ears, my boyfriend would be like, why? Okay. So now it's time for some Tarte Shape Tape. And I would just like to point out the reason I love that primer so much is because I have creasing under my eyes, which I've had probably since I was like 17 or 18. And it is the only thing that like fills them in, and I've never had anything like no concealer, no powder has ever filled this shit in, and this single-handedly has. So if you have under eye crinkle cut fries like me, yeah, try that primer out. Okay, so now we're gonna take the Tarte Shape Tape, just do a little. How do we feel about how this smells? I kind of like it, but I just really love smells. I love all kinds of smells. Like if you ask my boyfriend, like I 100% might have an obsession with like candles and perfumes and stuff like that. It's kind of a problem because I buy a lot of stuff from Bath & Body Works. So we're just going to blend out all this concealer. Did y'all ever try to keep your mouth closed during the like mascara and like any under eye process? It's literally mission impossible. But I don't know, I'm kind of making it happen today, so I better go buy a lottery ticket because I'm feeling a little lucky. Feeling a little bit lucky. So I'm just going to take the rest of the concealer that's left on here and like hit the high points of my face, like down the nose, the little chin, the little chinny chin chin. Chinny chin 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 chin. Ooh, that was a little too much. And then Cupid's bow. Honestly, my favorite part of the face is the Cupid's bow. Is that weird? It's weird. Yeah. Did you know that like supermodels don't really use highlight? They just use like lighter concealers and stuff to highlight. But you know what? I need a little sparkle in my life. I feel like if I was a supermodel, I would request the sparkle. Okay, I'm gonna touch up this eyebrow really quick because I don't know, somehow in the process it just got a little messed up. So, you know what happens. But whatever. So just gonna kind of go over that. Yes. I'm like barely a lady. I feel like in some aspects of my life I'm super girly, but in other aspects I'm like kind of a man. Kind of rough. I'm just really rough. Okay, I'm kind of rough around the edges, but I really shine when I need to. Okay, so because I want to look fake, I'm gonna go in with a pressed powder and use a kind of smaller brush and really press it into my skin. So today I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Pressed Powder. I'm just gonna do and just go to town. So I'm just gonna boom, 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 boom. I was just listening to that song earlier, if y'all couldn't tell, because like that song is so catchy. Oh, and it's stuck in my head. In my head. I really need to stop singing because I'm like literally terrible. Like awful. Sometimes I sound good and I can hit notes, but overall, Simon Cowell would like literally eat me alive, me out, and then like stomp on me. Ew, why would anyone stomp at their own? He'd probably let his dog eat me after that. Anyway, so I'm just like really pressing that powder in to like really give me that, you know, like fake effect. Just really want to look really fake. We don't want homeboy to know what we really look like. So, well, unless you're going with like your boyfriend or someone you already know. But if you're preparing for a first date, get your powder in, sis. And don't worry if it looks a little dry because we're going to go back in with some setting spray. Okay, so normally I would use the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray, but I forgot to buy more and I literally just ran out. So I'm going to try to use some of this, but for the rest of it, I'm going to use the MAC Prep and Prime. No, I just want an even application. Okay, well, it looks like we're going in with this MAC Prep and Prime. Y'all already know that. Okay, and now I'm just going to use my damp sponge and lightly press it in. Very lightly. Just like so lightly. Like you're touching a baby bird, okay? Light. Not even a baby. A regular baby does not deserve this kind of gentleness. A baby bird, though, or a kitten. A kitten deserves this. Alright, now that we're all powdered up and like 1D flat, we're going to go back in and add some dimension to our face with some contour and bronzer and highlight and blush. Don't forget the blush. So today I'm using this Morphe R2, which honestly, I like this brush, but I feel like sometimes it's kind of like too big. There is such thing as something being too big. So basically I just kind of pinch this brush if you're like kind of lazy, and I just carve out my cheekbone. And then I just use that excess to blend up. And since we're going in with the dramatic cat eye, you might as well bring the bronzer up, you know, high, so we can get some supermodel cheeks going. I love the smell of this bronzer. I'm telling y'all, I'm a smeller. Just gonna take it across the forehead, because we're trying to create, you know, that 3 motion. Y'all know how to apply bronzer, so y'all really don't need my instructions. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with highlight. I like to do highlight and then blush and then bronzer again, just because it helps me even out when I go too crazy and go too high up on bronzer. So today I'm going to use the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the color Opal. And this is a really neutrally kind of tone that I love. This is probably one of my favorite highlighters. I have neutral skin, so I feel like this highlighter looks really good on me. So I'm just going to take my brush and dip it in there, tap, 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 and yeah, just apply. So I'm just gonna hit the high points of my cheekbones, kind of do a little bit of a C. So we have a C within our 3, C within a 3. Just kind of, y'all see how beaming that is? At the Area 51 aliens, beam me up, Scotty. So yeah, just put a lot of highlight on. Boom, boom, boom. Don't neglect the other side. Place, 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 place. Tap, 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 tap. C. C. Oh, gotta get my bird hairs out of the way. C. I see you. We're gonna hit the Cupid's bow. Hit the Cupid's bow. Hit the Cupid's bow. Na na na. Na 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 na. But hit that Cupid's bow. That Cupid's bow. What? Woo! Yes! Look at this. Okay, so we can't forget to highlight our brow bone. Probably got bacteria on my brush. But, you know, we're all a little dirty. We're all covered in bacteria. I like to use, you can also use highlight to kind of, if you went too crazy, like on the transition color, it kind of helps clean it up instead of like having to bust out some concealer and like possibly ruining your look. So yeah, and then you want to add like extra, actually, I'm gonna use that Jeffree Star powder again, and I'm gonna pop the tiniest bit of that on the highest point of my eyebrow. Just like dot it on there. Dot it on. Woo! Yes. Okay. So now we're gonna highlight the other side, and I have to fix this eyebrow again because guess what? The bronzer messed it up. I don't know how it goes. Y'all know, y'all have those days. I know we all do. I know we all do. That is something that we all have in common in this world as human beings. We all have those days. Ow, looking pretty sickening, if I do say so myself. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with a little bit of blush, and today I'm going to be using MAC Peaches No Cream. Yeah, so I'm just going to dot, 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 tap, 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 and yeah. I'm going to kind of focus on like the apples, like placement on the apples, and then like swoop. Swoop! Okay. Other side. That smile reminded me of like that cheesy, like when your mom's like, smile, and you're like, as I do it again. Okay. Do we have too much on? The answer is always no. Whoa, swoop, 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 swoop. And then I like to just go back in with the bronzer brush. Don't put any more extra on. Just like freshen it up. And freshen it up. Freshen it up. Freshen it up. Okay, so now I'm going to take the Jeffree stuff again, and I'm going to use my finger this time, and I'm just going to strategically place it on like the inner crest of the C, the like lower inner crust, and like just so my highlight is like a little extra popping. And if you mess up, you can go back with your original regular powder brush and kind of like just like push it back a little bit. Do the other side. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. A little bit too much. And then if you get your blush and bronzer too far down, you can take your same brush and kind of like veil over it. And just kind of clean up that under eye area. Alright, I'm back. My camera battery died, so it's a good thing I splurged on the second battery. So, we back. We live. Well, we're not really live because this is pre-filmed. But, anyways, so I had just cleaned up a little bit in here. And now I'm going to take a loose setting powder and I'm just going to cut this out to make it a little bit more sharp. Okay, so today, of course, okay, so we're going to be taking the Laura Mercier loose translucent setting powder, and I have a Morphe sponge. Any sponge really will do. So, yeah, just take that and we're just going to clean it up. Okay, so I'm just gonna let that kind of bake. And while I let that bake, I'm gonna do my lips. So, to line our lips, because lip liner is very important, girls and boys. So I'm gonna take my NYX liner. My NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade Copenhagen. Hey. Ew. And so I'm just gonna line my lips, and I like to overline my lips, so yes, my lips are always gonna be overlined. And basically I do that by just doing like the center part and then like joining back into the regular part of my lip towards the corners. And I don't like the look of the like overly drawn on like just straight lip. I think it looks really weird. I really like a cupid's bow, so that's what we're doing. So today I'm taking the Maybelline Super Stay Matte Ink in the color Pioneer. I particularly chose this brand and specific lipstick because I know that it will not come off for anything, for anyone. So if you're going on a date or you go eat, just rest assured this will come off. You can do many other date activities, shall we say, and this is not going to come off. Okay? So y'all should test this out. They have other colors that I really, really love, but, you know, the look obviously requires a red lip, and I love this stuff, so, yeah. Ooh, gotta be careful. Oh, yeah, also, like, be careful, because if you get this anywhere on the outside of your lips, like, you're kind of screwed. So, you've been warned. Okay, so now we're just gonna wipe off this bake. And then we can use it to still, ooh. Yes, look how sharp. Alright, look at this makeup. Okay, so now we're finally ready for our eyelashes and bottom mascara. But first we're gonna do setting spray again. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go in and do my bottom mascara. And I'm gonna try to fan them out, so outer lashes go that way, inner lashes go this way, and then, you know how it goes. And here we go, Mission Impossible again. Let's see if I can keep my mouth shut. Okay, so while we wait for that to dry, we're gonna put on our fake eyelashes. And like I said before, sis, don't be a weenie. You gotta wear your lashes. Okay, so today I'm going to be using the Ardell 857, you can't see them because I've got them ready, but the Ardell 857 3D Faux Mink lashes. I just use Ardell because, I mean, they're pretty good lashes and they're at the drugstore, so I can easily pick some up. I also use this Duo eyelash glue, and so now I'm ready to apply them, and yes, I do just use my fingers. that to dry and see if any corners had lifted. And you can use tweezers for this, but I'm not a tweezers kind of girl. So, no tweezers here. Now I'm just going to go under the eyes and clean up some of that mascara that just kind of went a little wonky. A little woolly wonky. Alright, that's probably good on the lashes, so I'm going to go in with an eyelash curler and combine the two. This is always the hard part, maneuvering. And then what I like to do is I like to put a little bit of mascara on the tips of the outer tips of the lashes for extra cat eye. And to help blend them a little bit more. And then I kind of like do a little bit in. Oh, look at that. I messed up. So I'm going to wait for that to dry, and then I'm going to fix this here outer eye. Okay, so forgot to contour my nose. So I'm going to take a really skinny brush, and I'm simply just going to outline it. You can start from like your eyebrow and then like just follow it down like that. Then I'm just going to take that original brush I had used in my crease with the same color bronzer. And I'm not going to apply anything extra. I'm actually going to wipe off the excess, and then I'm just going to kind of try to blend out that nose contour a little bit. And now I'm just going to take my highlighting brush and dip back into the Becca Opal. And I'm just going to highlight my nose with a really skinny line down the bridge. And then just on the tip. Let's get a little extra pop in. Alright, so this is the finished makeup look, and next we're gonna do our hair. So, let's move on.